I have to do some wiring today, and I'm going to be using a relay. It's a standard 4 or 5 pin relay, and I know how they work. I know how to wire them in. Question that I get quite often is, well, how do they actually work? And probably the best way to show someone how this works is to rip it apart and actually break it down. So in this video, that's what I want to do. If you understand what it does inside, it's going to be easy for you to understand how to wire it in. I'll just go over this relay. This is actually the wiring diagram for the relay. We're going to break this thing open and take a look inside. But what I'd like to focus on right now is we have a control side and we have a load side. The control side has 2 pins and the load side has 3 pins. This relay, you can see on here, normally open is rated for 40 amps. Normally closed is rated for 30 amps. We'll talk about what that means. If we look at the bottom of the relay, you should be able to see some numbers on here. And we have an 85, an 86, an 87, and an 87A, and a 30. We'll go over what each one of those are from the inside. I'm going to sacrifice this relay. To me, it's junk anyway. It used to have a mount on it and it's broke off. So I am just going to peel this apart. Okay, inside the relay, what we have is a simple electromagnet, and we have a set of points here. Now, if you look, this set of points is closed and this is open. So the closed set of points right here, this is normally closed. This is the normally open set. So if we take a look at this rating on this one, our normally open set is rated for 40 amps and the normally closed is 30. This one is rated for 30. This one's rated for 40. Well, what does that mean? If we follow this wiring through here, which you can see this one right here, goes to this pin, and that pin is my 87. So that's the normally open. Then we have an 87A, and that one, if we take a look, goes underneath and goes to the other side here. The 30 is attached to here, which is this side of the contact, and it is right here. And to trigger the electromagnet, we have 85 and 86. I said that backwards, but it's the same thing. We can charge this. Now, there's different ways to wire that control side, but for this video, we don't need to worry about it. So I'm going to just look at something really quick with you. For testing purposes, I set up an electromagnet. All I did is I took a piece of wire, wrapped it around an old nail. Now, if we look at this, it's not magnetic at all. I just have a AA battery here. And if I take, I need another set of hands. If I take and hold this on the battery, I now have a magnet when I let go of it. So simple, simple. What we'll do is we'll take this old battery and I will operate this relay so that you can see how the contacts work. This is on the positive, this is on the negative, and what we're looking for is that a little electromagnet. If you can see there, it can pull in, and it is that simple. Let's set up a really simple circuit and take a look at what this actually does. I got a mess of wires here. Let me explain. It's actually really simple. Both of these light bulbs I have wired in this circuit. I have both of the grounds from the bulbs going to the ground coming from the battery. Now the ground coming from the battery, I also have a wire coming over to the loads or the trigger side of the relay. This is the other side. This positive wire is coming from battery positive, and I also have a battery positive coming to 30. Now my 87A is the blue wire, which is the normally closed. And if I look at the bulb, the normally closed one's lit. I have my 87 going to the other bulb and it's not lit. But as soon as I touch this onto that connector, one bulb goes out, the other one comes on. Pretty simple circuit. The thing about it is you don't have to use that one if you don't want. It can stay open. So if you want to take some kind of load from a vehicle, switch in a vehicle and turn on a bigger light or something like that, you would use a relay. We will get more into that in later videos. I really want to keep it simple on this one. The only other point that I want to make on this one is it doesn't matter in this case. In certain cases it will. That's another video as well. It doesn't matter which way I have the trigger on this circuit, and it will still work the same way, even swapping positive and negative. Bet you can figure out a project you can use this on. Whether you've used a relay before or not, now you understand what's inside it. Hopefully that helps. It was a very simple demonstration, basics of a relay. The plan is down the road that we're going to be doing some more in-depth things. We're also going to be using some solid state relays and some time relays, stuff like that. Hopefully you join me with that. And if you don't mind, please like, share, and subscribe.